12 through 22. So Deuteronomy 10, verses 12 through 22. As we've already mentioned throughout this service, that of course today is our covenant renewal service that we have on the first Sunday of the new year. A good way for us to bring in another year by coming together in worship and coming together in this service. Earlier this week, I was asked by one of my children, why do we have a covenant renewal service? And we have been observing it here at Bethel, I think since my calculations right, since 2015. But why? Why do we do it? I'm sure we probably talked about it when we first began it, but maybe we haven't talked about it in a while. But it's a good question. Why have a service like that? Why do something different like this? Well, the answer is it didn't start with us. This is not a Bethel tradition. This isn't an ARP tradition. Actually, beginnings of this service is found in the Methodist tradition. John Wesley, who's one of the founders of the Methodist Church, began to teach covenant renewal to Methodists around 1753. He did it with a view to encouraging Christians toward spiritual discipline and consistency of life in and for Christ. He was looking around at people who were gathering and seeing they had a need to better understand spiritual discipline, and that needed to be consistent in life in and for Christ. As we talked about this morning in our sermon, our Sunday school lesson on the book of Mark, that we don't want to be hypocrites. We don't want to be those who say one thing but do something else. And I think John Wesley is looking around at Methodists going, well, you're becoming a bunch of hypocrites. And we need to deal with this. And the same could be said for us. We want to avoid being hypocrites. So 2 years later, he introduced it more